My first time watching It's a Wonderful Life. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Help my son George tonight.
George is a good guy. Give him a break, God.
Please, God, something's the matter with Daddy. Please bring Daddy back.
Looks like we'll have to send someone down. People asking for help for a man named George Bailey.
Yes, tonight's his crucial night, you're right. That man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift. Clarence, you do a good job with George Bailey, and you'll get your wings.
I'll help you out. Concentrate.
Why, yes, this is amazing.
If you ever...
Hey, who's that?
That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy?
Something happens here you'll have to remember later on.
My kid brother, Harry Bailey. I'm not scared. Please, come on, Harry. Come on.
Oh no.
Help. Harry.
George saved his brother's life that day, but he caught a bad cold, which infected his left ear. Cost him his hearing in that ear. It was weeks before he was able to go back to his after-school job. That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in the county.
Wish I had $1 million. Hot dog. It's me, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir. Hello, Mary. Hello, Violet. I'm still thinking. Shoelaces? I like him. You like every boy. Help me down? Help you down? I'll take chocolate. With coconuts? I don't like coconuts. Don't you know where coconuts come from? Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea. I never saw it before. Of course you never. I've been nominated for membership in the National Geographic Society. George Bailey, I'll love you till the day I die. I'm gonna have a couple of herons, and maybe 3 or 4 wives.
George! George!
Yes, sir?
You're paid to be a canary?
Wait, is he okay? He's crying. He's like, you're not paid to be a canary. That your son Robert died suddenly this morning of influenza. Yeah, I thought he was crying.
Want something? Anything? I'll get it,
Oh.
sir. Mr. Gower, I
Oh, George!
Yes, sir.
Look, where you heading?
Got to see Papa, Billy.
Some other time, George.
Billy, telephone. Bank examiner.
Bank examiner. I'm not crying, Mr. 30 days more. Just a minute, son. Just 30 short days. Just
Have
a
you
minute.
put any real pressure on these people of yours to pay those mortgages?
A lot of these people are out of work.
Well, foreclosed.
I can't do that.
Are you running a business or a charity war?
You have no family, no children. You can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
He's not a failure. You
George,
can't say
George.
that about my father. Don't even say that about you, Pop.
All right, son. All right. Thanks.
That medicine should have been down an hour ago. Where's this blade Varsa capsules? What kind of tricks you playing anyway? Why didn't you deliver them right away?
Hey.
My sword here.
You lazy low.
You put something bad in those capsules. It wasn't your fault, Mr. Gower. It's poison, I tell you, it's poison. Oh, Mr. Gower, I would never kill anyone.
I want a big one.
Take a good look at that face. George Bailey.
Oh,
you mean the
wow.
kid that had it? Did he ever marry the girl? Did he ever go exploring?
Well,
I want something for 1,000 in one night. Suppose you like this old second-hand job, would you? What's my name doing on it? Little present from old man Gower. Came down and picked it out himself. He did? Thanks ever so much for the bag. It's just exactly what I wanted. I wish I had $1 million.
I mean, for the most part, for George, everything seems to be the same as it was when he was a child.
I'm a rich tourist today. How about driving me home in style, huh? Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bailey.
Hey, you look good. That's some dress you got on there.
Well, I only wear it when I don't care how I look.
George, Terry, you're shaking the house down. Stop it.
Oh, let them alone.
George,
That's why all children should be girls.
George, Harry, come down to dinner this minute.
Sweet, have you got those pies?
You lay a hand on me, I'll hit you with this broom.
Andy, I'm in love with you. There's a moon out tonight.
Hope you have a good trip, George. Uncle Billy and I are going to miss you. I thought when we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us a little bit. He's a sick man. Frustrated, sick in his mind, sick in his soul. He hates everybody that has anything that he can't have.
Bored to death? Wouldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. We're going to use that new floor tonight, too.
Boys and girls and music. Why do they need gin?
Did I act like that when I graduated from high school?
You know, George, I wish we could send Harry to college with you.
Harry will take my job in the building alone, work there for 4 years, then he'll go.
Pretty young for that job.
Oh, no younger than I was.
Well, you were born older, George.
Oh, well, you know what I've always talked about, build things.
Design new buildings, plan modern cities.
You wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone, would you?
Well, Annie, why don't you draw up a chair? Then you'd be more comfortable and you could hear everything that's going on.
I would if I thought I'd hear anything worth listening to.
You wouldn't face being cooped up for the rest of my life in a shabby little office. I'd go crazy. I want to do something big and something important.
We are doing something important. It's satisfying a fundamental urge.
My friends have already finished college. I feel like if I didn't get away, I'd bust.
This town is no place for any man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. Get yourself an education and get out of here.
Oh, did you hear that, Annie?
I see both sides. I feel bad for Pop, but I also feel bad for George because in a way I feel like, well, more so George is letting his father down, and obviously Pop wants George to take on the family business and stay close in town, but George has to go on and live his own life.
How are you? When'd you get here?
Oh, this afternoon. I thought I'd give the kids a treat. He's heard all about you.
He has?
Yeah, he's followed every game, and his mouth's watering. He wants me to find out if you're going to come along with us. We need great ends like you, not broken down old guys like this one.
Do me a favor, will you, George?
What's that?
Will you remember my kid sister Mary? Dance with her, will you?
Oh, me? Oh, I feel funny enough already with all these kids.
Oh, trip me. That's the reason why I came in fourth.
Oh, wow.
If it hadn't have been for that, I tried to find out who it was later, but I couldn't find out.
Oh, well.
Now, to get back to my story, see? Hey, this is my dance.
Ah, that was a little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Those not tapped by the judges will remain on the floor. Let's go.
I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I.
Are you kidding me? They are good at this. Oh, George.
What's the matter, Othello? Jealous? You know there's a swimming pool under this floor? Button behind you causes this floor to open up. George Bailey is dancing right over that crack. I've got the key.
The floor will just crack open and the pool is just right there. Oh. This is a really cool bit, like for a high school dance. I've never seen anything like this. Normally they're on the dance floor, partying. But this is new.
Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? By the light.
Oh, hot.
Do I look as funny as you do?
I guess I'm not quite the football type. You look wonderful. You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town. How old are you anyway?
Oh, yeah.
18.
18? It was only last year you were 17.
Based off of what he said with the college thing, is he like 23, 24, 22?
You're a caboose, milady.
You may kiss my hand.
Hey, Mary.
Slumbering down.
Okay, then I'll throw a rock at the old Granville house. No, you see, you make a wish and then try and break some glass in. You gotta be a pretty good shot now.
It's full of romance, that old place.
Mary, I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow and the next day. I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon. I'm gonna build airfields. I'm gonna build skyscrapers 100 stories high. What'd you wish, Mary? You threw that rock.
Oh,
Tell me. What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it.
Then you could swallow it. And it'd all dissolve, see? Shoot out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair.
What is happening?
Am I talking too much?
Yes.
Yes.
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death? Oh, youth is wasted on the wrong people.
I'll show you some kissing that'll put hair back on your head.
Mary?
Mary? Okay, I give up. Where are you?
Over here.
This is a very interesting situation.
Goodness.
Please give me my robe. I'm going to tell your mother on you.
Well, my mother's way up in the corner. I'll make a deal with you, Mary.
Your father's had a stroke.
What?
Mary, I'm sorry. I've got to go. Come on, George. Let's...
Oh no, I feel like this is all going to change the trajectory of George's life. He's not going to go off and see the world. He's going to take over his family business for Paul.
George gave up his trip to Europe to help straighten things out here these past few months.
I knew it.
Good luck, George. Good luck.
To appoint a successor to our dear friend, Peter Bailey.
I claim this institution is not necessary to this time. Make a motion to dissolve this institution.
What?
Peter Bailey died 3 months ago. Very well. In that case, I'll ask the two executive officers to withdraw. Sure, the whole board wishes to express its deep sorrow at the passing of Peter Bailey.
Peter Bailey was the building and loan.
Considering that you probably drove him to his grave.
Peter Bailey was not a businessman.
But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. I happen to know the bank turned down this loan. And we're building him a house. You starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir 'em up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas.
Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. He never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy?
That's right.
He didn't. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. Wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home. Wait for what? You know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? We're human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. There's just one thing more, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution.
Sentimental hogwash.
Did he just say Hogwarts? I'm sorry, I can't let that slide. Henry Potter, Hogwarts.
We heard a lot of yelling.
Well, you're voted out of business after 25 years. You'll miss your train. You're a week late for school already. Go on.
I don't think George is going back.
I can get another job. I'm only 55. No, you don't want to miss college too, do you?
They voted Potter down. They want to keep it going.
What?
Only one condition.
He gotta stay.
The best part, they've appointed George here as executive secretary to take his father's place.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving right now. I'm going to school.
But George, they'll vote with Potter otherwise.
Oh, wait.
I know.
But he gave his school money to his brother Harry and sent him to college.
What?
George got 4 years older waiting for Harry to come back and take over the building and loan.
Guys, this is really sad. All of George's dreams keep getting suppressed and suppressed over time, and he's not able to fulfill what he truly wants to do. Why is this called It's a Wonderful Life?
Old Professor
Old George Geographic Explorer Bailey.
I want you to meet Ruth. Hello. How do you do?
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
That's right.
What?
Well, why just meet the wife?
What do you know?
What am I doing? Congratulations!
Well, I'll tell you, it's purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
Wait, what?
I never said I'd take it. You've been holding the bag here for 4 years.
Harry's not gonna take over the family business. I feel like George keeps getting stuck with being so responsible. George was just doing what is right because he didn't want Potter to take over.
What about this job?
Oh, well, my father owns a glass factory in Buffalo.
Good job?
Oh, yes, very. Not much money, but my father just fell in love with him.
Oh, I just don't know how all this is gonna affect his story with George never being able to do what he's wanted to do his entire life.
Looks like she can keep Harry on his toes. Did you know that Mary Hatch is back from school? Nice girl, Mary. Kind that'll help you find the answers, George. She lights up like a firefly whenever you're around. Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
Now, if you'll just point me in the right direction. This direction.
Excuse me. I think I got a date.
We'll wait for you, baby.
Well, wait for you, baby.
Where you going?
We'll end up down at the library.
Don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Vi, let's make a night of it.
Oh, I'd love it, Georgie. What do we do?
Out in the fields and take off our shoes and walk through the grass.
Huh?
And there's a green pool up there, and we can swim in it. Then we can climb Mount Bedford, smell the pines, and watch the sunrise against the peaks, and we'll stay up there the whole night.
In the grass in my bare feet.
Wait, where did all these people come from? Why is there an audience?
Hey, just forget.
He was honestly just like trying to go for like a stroll by the pool, in the grass. That's it.
Oh, Mary, happened to be passing by.
Yes, so I noticed. Mother just phoned and said you were on your way over to pay me a visit.
My mother just called you? Well, how'd she know?
Didn't you tell her?
What do you...
I'll be downstairs, Mother.
All right, here.
Oh, wait, that's the song that they would sing to each other.
Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
Well, I'll come in for a minute.
At this point, just jump over the fence.
I thought you would go back to New York like Sam and Ann.
I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
For Bedford Falls? All right, for a minute. Some joke, huh?
George, what's going on?
It's fine.
What's the matter?
George! What's going on? Like, he doesn't even, like, they used to sing it all the time. Like, you can tell he's lost his zeal for life.
No, marriage is all right for Harry and Marty and...
Who's down there with you? It's George Bailey, Mother.
What's he want?
Oh.
I don't know.
Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
You tell him to go right back home, and don't you leave the house either.
What did you come here for then?
I don't know. You tell me.
Why don't you go home?
That's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place.
Come on tonight. Aww. I feel like the circumstances of life has really gotten to George. He's not even the same guy.
Forgot my hat.
Get your hat.
Hee-haw. Hello, Sam. How are you?
That's wild. She's like, Sam, I love you.
Yes, old moss-back George. Just so he asked for him.
Oh.
George, we're listening, Sam.
Yeah, soybean, yeah. Why not right here? That old tool and machinery works. Well, you tell your father you can get that for a song, and all the labor he wants, too. I don't want any plastic. I don't want any ground floors. And I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to...
George.
I don't know if he was gonna violently shake her or confess his love. Like, George.
Here they come!
Oh, wow. You know, you have to waste no time.
First Harry, now George. Annie, we're just two old maids now.
You speak for yourself, Miss Eve.
Annie said, you speak for yourself. I ain't no old maid. Bro, Annie deserves way more screen time.
Yeah, where are you two going on this here now, honeymoon?
Where are we going?
Everywhere.
There's the kitty, Ernie. Here, come on. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda, the highest hotel.
After that, who cares?
But
there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George.
What? No. George has had one happy moment. This is his happy moment.
You got any money in the bank? You better hurry.
George, let's not stop. Let's go.
Must be collapsing.
Please, let's not stop, George.
I'll be back in a minute. Oh, hello, everybody. Miss Thompson, how are you? What is this, Uncle Billy? A holiday? Oh, look, why don't you all sit down? Here, there are a lot of seats over there.
George, can I see a minute? About an hour ago, I handed over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent of it, and still was less than we owed them. I got scared, George, and closed the doors.
Oh, no. No.
The whole town's gone crazy.
Yeah, hello?
There's a rumor around town that you closed your doors. Is that true? Oh, well, I'm very glad to hear that. George, I am going all out to help in this.
No, you're
crisis.
not.
Guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. We'll close up for a week and then reopen.
Just took over the bank.
But I am willing to guarantee your people. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
No.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen.
Was it a nice wedding? Gosh, I wanted to be there.
No. This keeps happening over and over again to George, man. He can't have just one moment. He just got married, was about to go on a honeymoon and travel and see the world with his wife, and now he has to be here in Bedford.
I was just talking to old man Potter, and he's guaranteed cash payments to the bank.
But, George, I got my money here. Did he guarantee this place?
Well, no, you're thinking of this place all wrong, as if I had the money back in a safe.
I got $242 in here. $2 isn't going to break anybody.
Wow.
Here you are, you sign this, you get your money in 60 days.
For 60 days?
Did you get your money?
No.
Well, I did. Old man Potter will pay 50 cents on the dollar for every share you got.
Guys, no.
Well, what is better to get half than nothing?
That's exactly what Potter wants from you guys, and he constantly leeches on the people.
Potter gets a hold of this building and alone, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. He's got the bus line.
He's a monopoly.
Because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Potter isn't selling, Potter's buying.
I need cash.
I can't be back his own faith. I've got to have it.
How much do you need?
Oh,
Hey, I got $2,000.
George. Guys, George is so selfless. This was his honeymoon money for him and his wife to finally go to Bedford.
I got $300 here, George.
Oh, no. What'll it take until the bank opens? What?
Yeah, just a week's worth of money.
$20?
Yeah, you need $20.
I can get along with 20, all right.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just start passing out. Everybody, y'all get a 20. All I got is 2,000. Okay, you're good for it. $20. I'll see you next week.
I have $17.50.
That's your heart. Of course you can have it. You got 50 cents. 4,
Wow.
3, 1. Bingo! We made it. Let's have some of that. Let's celebrate. Get some glasses.
He will stop at nothing to do the right thing.
Wedding cigars?
Oh, wedding. Holy mackerel, I'm married. Where's Mary? Mary! Look, will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably over at her mother.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife. Mrs. Bailey. That's all. That's my wife. Here, I'll take it in here. Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore. Well, what?
Did she buy a house?
The Waldorf Hotel.
Oh! Wait! Guys.
Hey, Bert! Here he comes! Come on, we gotta get this up. He's coming. Who? This is their honeymoon.
honeymoon. Come on, get that right.
Wow. This is the house she talked about living in. The fact that they did this for George is so sweet. Even if the house is torn down and probably moldy and infested with bugs and rats and cobweb, but it's the thought that counts. Really. Aww, South Seas cruise, like, in a way, like, I know that they had planned to be on their honeymoon right now on a destination vacation, but somehow this is so meaningful to them, and they were able to recalibrate after today's events, and I think that that is so sweet. This is so sweet. Even though it's not ideal circumstances, they're making lemonade out of the lemons.
This is what I wished for.
I own the house. No more we live like a pigs in this potter's field.
Oh, that's good. He's taking care of his old boss. That's real. That's real right there. Welcome to Bailey Park. This is what's up. Got a whole community of houses.
Mr. and Mrs. Martini, welcome home.
His father would be so proud.
Bread, that this house may never know hunger.
Yes.
Salt.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever.
Look, Mr. Potter, can't laugh off this Bailey Park anymore. Look at half a dozen houses stuck here and there. There's the old cemetery. Look at it today. Dozens of the prettiest little homes you ever saw. 90% owned by suckers who used to pay rent to you.
Though they know the Baileys never made a dime out of it.
Every one of these homes is worth twice what it cost to building and loan to build. If I were you, Mr. Potter...
You are not me.
I say...
Potter, you should really take some notes. It's better to help people than it is to rip them off.
George Bailey for a job.
Ooh.
Hey, why don't you kids drive down with us, huh?
I'm afraid I couldn't get away, Sam.
Still got the nose to the old grindstone. Well, I guess we better run along.
Well.
Quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? Most people hate me, but I don't like them either. I run practically everything in this town. But the Bailey building. You have beaten me, George. Young man, 27, 28, married, 40 a week.
45.
45. Out of which, after supporting your mother, a child or two comes along and you won't even be able to save the 10. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. Smart, ambitious young man who hates his job. A young man who's been dying to get out on his own ever since he was born. Yes, sir. Trapped into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters.
Well, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
The point is I want to hire you. George, I'll start you out at $20,000 a year. Mind living in the nicest house in town? Buying your wife a lot of fine clothes?
Don't do it, George. No.
You know, this is me. You remember me? George Bailey.
George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, provided he has enough brains to climb aboard. I'm offering you a 3 years contract at $20,000 a year starting today.
No, George, not with Potter.
You go on home and talk about it to your wife.
Anything dealing with Potter, it's never for your benefit. No matter how he spends it, it's always to benefit Potter.
I don't need 24 hours. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now. And the answer's no. I think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider. And that goes for you, too.
Good, George.
Buying your wife a lot of fine clothes.
Don't listen to him.
You want the moon? If you do, just say the word. I'll throw a lasso around.
Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight?
Why in the world would you ever marry a guy like me?
I didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you. My baby?
Is she pregnant?
George Bailey Lasso Stork.
You mean what is it? A boy?
He said, what do you
George never leaves Bedford Falls.
Really?
No.
Mary had her baby.
Aww.
Then she had another one, a girl.
Aww.
Night after night, George came back late from the office. Then came a war.
Oh.
The Red Cross and sold more babies, but still found time to run the USO. Marty helped capture the Remagen Bridge. Harry Bailey topped them all. Shot down 15 planes.
Yes, but George.
George fought the Battle of Bedford Falls.
Local boy wins Congressional Medal of Honor. That's Harry.
Congratulations. Well, how's Mother standing? Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
What they had to eat?
What they had to eat?
Tell me about it.
George.
Why?
That man is here again.
What man? Harry, talk to Houston for a minute, will you? I'll be right back. My brother just got the Congressional Medal of Honor. The president just decorated.
Well, I guess they do those things. I trust you had a good year.
24. Good morning, Mr. Potter. What's the news? Well, Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal. You just can't keep those Baileys down. Now, can you, Mr. Potter?
I guess you forgot something. Well, aren't you going to make a deposit? Well, then it's usually customary to bring the money with you.
What just happened? Did Potter just take something from here, or did he leave it on the counter? Oh.
Bring me back there. Bring me back.
I mean, that was a lot of money. It's not like, oh, I lost $20. Even if I lost $50. No, it's $8,000. He lost thousands of dollars.
Hello. Oh, yeah, yes, Harry. Yes, everything's fine. $1,000. It's got to be somewhere. Takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again. You're broke, aren't you?
I know, but
What do you...
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Okay, watch it. All right. Oh, it's gonna look like... Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. You should have kept the door open and gave her the money out here in the lobby where everyone can see.
What's the matter with you? You see Uncle Billy with any cash last night?
He had it on his desk, counting it before he closed up.
Go over every step you took since you left the house, right?
This way.
Did you put the envelope in your pocket?
Maybe. I don't want any maybe. We've got to find that money. Uncle Billy, look, do you realize what's going to happen if we don't find it? Think. Where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool? Where's that money? You realize what this means? Seeing scandal and prison. One of us is going to jail. Well, it's not going to be me.
He really doesn't recall having a conversation with Potter with the newspaper, and that was literally the last place where he saw the envelope is when he was filling out the slip.
How do you like it? Bless you.
I think this is where we see the decline of George, which is why everyone was praying for him at the beginning of the film. No, I can't have George die.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry?
Like, George, oh my gosh, he's crying. I mean, like, you can tell, like, the severity of the situation.
Playing that.
I have to practice it for the party tonight, Dad. Families will be here soon.
Family. I don't want the families over here.
Let's have a sidebar, George.
Daddy, the Browns next door have a new car. You should...
Oh, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
She got a cold. She's in bed. Caught it coming home from school.
Sore throat or what?
Just a cold. The doctor says it's
The
not
doctor?
serious.
Was the doctor here? I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia. Drafty old barn of a place. Big crummy old town.
Oh, it's coming all out.
Why do we have to have all these kids?
Dad, how do you spell frankincense?
I don't know. Why, ask your mother.
George! You can see how saying yes to all these things that you want to say no to is like caving in on him in his adult life. Glory to the newborn king.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. I'm sure she'll be all right.
What kind of a teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that, half naked? It's the sort of thing we pay taxes for, to have teachers like you, stupid, silly, careless people. Now, maybe they don't have any decent clothes. Oh, I'll hang her up. Okay, that's fine, Mr. Welch. Give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. Hello, what? Okay, Mr. Welch, anytime you think you're man enough, you...
It is kind of wild having a conversation like, hello? Who do you think you're talking to? You know?
What do you think I am? Janie, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? You play it over and over again. Now stop it! You go on and practice.
Wow.
Janie, go on. I told you to practice. Now go on, play.
Oh, Daddy.
George, why must you torture the children? Why don't you...
Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Pete.
Shall I pray for him?
Yes, Jenny, pray very hard.
Me too?
You too.
Oh, this is the start of the film.
I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about.
Please help me, Mr. Potter.
No.
Help me, won't you, please?
George.
I'll pay any sort of a bonus on the loan, any interest.
You see how disgusting Potter is? He has the $8,000.
No, sir, there's nothing wrong with the books. I placed $8,000. I can't find it anywhere.
Or maybe he didn't realize where the money came from, but still, Potter had that money and didn't do the right thing by turning it in.
Playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir, I haven't.
No, it's all over town that you've been giving money to Violet Bick. Why don't you go to Sam Wainwright and ask him for the money?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe. You're the only one in town that can help me.
Well, what kind of security would I have, George?
I have some life insurance, $15,000 policy.
George.
Yes, $500. And you asked me to lend you $8,000. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. Miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help. You're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much? I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest.
What? Do y'all see how evil this man is? He literally has the $8,000. Just give it over to them.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Glad you... Dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man, but don't be away.
Uh-oh.
I'm at the end of my rope, right?
You all right, George? Want somebody to take you home, huh?
Please go home, Mr. Bailey. This is Christmas Eve.
Which Bailey?
What?
It isn't enough she's slave teaching you stupid kids how to read and write. You have to ball around, eh?
Get out of here! You're hitting my best friend! Get out!
Yo. George's life is like falling apart.
No, please don't go this way, Mr. Bailey. No, you know, feels good. Sit down and...
George.
What do you think you're doing? My great-grandfather planted this tree. Get this car out of here.
This is gonna be incredibly bad. I don't want anything to happen to George. Don't do this, George. What? Boy, I tell ya, it's just like George's character's trait. Like, even he can't even have like one moment. He's willing to save someone right now. I just feel like it's just something George always does. He does the responsible thing. He does what is right, no matter how much it costs him personally.
Oh, Tom Sawyer's drying out too.
Wait, that's Clarence!
You should read the new book Mark Twain's writing.
Because he said he had the Tom Sawyer book.
Who happened to fall in.
He fell out of the sky, guys.
Save me.
Well, I did, didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you? I had to act quickly. That's why I jumped in.
Very funny.
Your lip's bleeding, George.
Had a bust in the jaw in answer to a prayer, little
George, I'm the answer to your prayer.
Well, who are you then?
Clarence Art, buddy.
What's that AS2?
Angel, second class.
Homie acts like he knows all about the classifications. He's like, alright, I'm out.
Why'd you want to save me?
Ridiculous of you to think of killing yourself for money. I told you I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about you.
What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
You don't happen to have $8,000 on you, do
Oh,
you?
no, we don't use money in heaven.
Comes in pretty handy down here, bub.
Oh,
I'm worth more dead than alive.
now look, you mustn't talk like that.
If it hadn't been for me, everybody'd be a lot better off.
Oh, you still think killing yourself would make everyone feel happier, eh?
Been better if I'd never been born at all. I said I wish I'd never been born.
Oh, you mustn't say things like that. An idea. What do you think? You've never been bored. You don't have to make all that fuss about it. Worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get. Your lips stop bleeding too, George.
Father, come on, get your clothes on. We'll stroll up to my car and get... I'm sorry, I'll stroll, you fly.
His car's gone.
Well, this is where I left my car and...
No car?
Well, I had a car and it was right here. I guess... Well, where's my car? My car. I'm the fellow that owns the car that ran into your tree. This tree here, I ran into it. Cut a big gash.
You had me worried. One of the oldest trees in Pottersville.
Pottersville? What do you mean?
It means Potter took over the town.
Well, come on, Gabriel. Clarence.
He called him Gabriel. Because Gabriel's the messenger angel.
Oh, Nick. Hey, where's the martini?
Oh, Martini?
Oh, Martini, your boss. Where is he?
I'm the boss. You want a drink or don't you?
Just give him the same as mine. He's okay. You know, you got someplace to sleep?
No.
You got any money?
No. I jumped in the river to save you so I could get my wings. Uh-oh. Every time you hear a bell rings, it means that some angel's just got his wings. But why, don't they believe in angels?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh.
I'll
Out you two pixies go, through the door or out the window. Hey, you roomie there, come in, come in.
Aww.
Didn't I tell you never to come panhandling around here, huh?
Mr. Gower, look, this is George Bailey.
Throw him out, throw him out.
Mr. Gower! Hey, what is it?
That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid. You show these gentlemen to the door? Sure.
I mean, we can start to see how much of an impact George has had on the entire town.
George, you were not there to stop Gower from putting that poison into the capsule.
What do you mean I wasn't there? Well, this ought to be Martini's place.
I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. You a hypnotist?
No, of course not.
Well, then why am I seeing all these strange things?
You have no identity.
Oh, what do you mean, no identity? My name's George Bailey.
No cards. No driver's license. Zuzu's petals.
Gone.
A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Wow.
You're crazy. That's what I think. You're screwy. I'm going home and see my wife and family. You understand that? And I'm going home alone.
I mean, look at this town. It's practically like Potter Vegas or something. That's what it is. It's Potter Vegas.
Ernie, take me home. I'm going off my nut. 320 Sycamore. Now hurry up. All right.
You're Ernie Bishop, and you live in Bailey Park with your wife and kid. That's right.
I live in a shack in Potter's Field. My wife ran away 3 years ago and took the kid, and I ain't never seen you before in my life. Is this the place?
Of course it's the place.
We better keep our eye on this guy. He's bats.
Mary! Mary! Petey, Janie, Susan, where are you?
They're not here, George. You have no children.
What's happened to this house? Wait, where's Mary? Where's my kids? Where's Ernie? What's the matter with you two guys? Are you...
Wait, did he just say Bert and Ernie?
He's still out there in the bush. It's something to it. He says he's an angel. He's trying to hypnotize me. Ow!
Run, George! Joseph! Joseph!
Mother, this is George.
George who? If you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
Your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
You know him? When'd you see him last?
Today, over at his house.
He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business. And if you ask me, that's where you belong.
Each man's life touches so many other lives.
Oh, yes, it does.
You got me in some kind of a spell or something. Well, I'm going to get out of it. I'll get out.
Harry died?
Your brother, Harry Bailey, drowned at the age of 9.
Because he wasn't there to save him.
Harry wasn't there to save him because you weren't there to save Harry. You really had a wonderful life.
Wow! I'm sorry, the title just really resonated with me in the moment. Because it truly was a wonderful life.
If you know where she is, tell me where my wife is.
She's an old maid. She never married.
Where's Mary?
Just about to close up the library.
Mary. Mary! Mary, it's George. Don't you know me? What's happened to us?
I don't know. You let me go.
Help me! Tom! That's my wife! Somebody call the police. Somebody hit him on the head with a bottle. Get out of here. Hans!
Whoa, this is escalated.
Hans! Hans! Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me. Help me, Clarence, please. I want to live again. I want to live again. George! Hey, what's the matter? Now get out of here, Bert, or I'll hit you again. Get out of here. What the Sam Hill you yelling? Bert, do you know me? Know you? You kidding? I saw your car piled into that tree down there, and I thought maybe you... Hey, your mouth's bleeding. Your mouth's bleeding, Bert! Your mouth's bleeding! Zuzu's petals.
Zuzu's petals.
Bert! What do you know about that?
Man went through every emotion possible throughout this film.
Yeah!
Man is grateful. Man learned a story about contentment.
Merry Christmas, you wonderful building and loan!
Now he loves Bedford.
Hey! Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter! Happy New Year to you! In jail!
Happy New Year to you! In jail! Potter don't care.
Well, hello, Mr. Bank Examiner. I know, $8,000. I'll bet it's a warrant for my arrest. Isn't it wonderful? I'm going to jail. Mary! Mary! Jenny, Tommy! Zuzu, my little ginger snap.
George, darling, where are you? Oh, George. Come in, Uncle Billy. Everybody in here.
Did the town do this? No.
They scattered all over town collecting money.
Wait, no, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Because George spent his whole life helping everyone, and now they're helping him. Wow. Guys. It's so beautiful. Bro, if this isn't a story of you reap what you sow.
I'm not gonna go, George. I changed my mind.
Like his cup is overflowing. Even Annie. This is too beautiful. Oh, it's too beautiful.
It's from London. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas.
Sam! Oh my... It's too beautiful. Glory to the newborn king.
The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard. As soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie. A toast. Big brother George.
Guys.
The richest man in town.
Oh gosh, no. No, like for real. Oh, this is from Clarence. No man is a failure. Who is friend? Thank you for the wings of Clarence.
Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy. Every time a bell rings.
And Angel gets his wings.
Attaboy, Clarence.
Guys, I'm going to tell you how It's a Wonderful Life resonated with me because recently I read through the book of Ecclesiastes from the Bible. If you randomly read the book of Ecclesiastes without the proper background knowledge, a lot of what is in the scriptures can be misinterpreted. The book of Ecclesiastes was written by King Solomon. King Solomon essentially conducts these different experiments to see what life would be like apart from God, which is why in this book you're going to see the phrase under the sun quite frequently, but that phrase symbolizes life apart from God. You've probably even heard of the phrase, there's nothing new under the sun. Well, this comes from scripture in the Bible. Even though Solomon was a man that was walking in fellowship with the Lord, knew of God, for whatever reason, he chose to understand life apart from God and without revelation of God. The book of Ecclesiastes really opens your eyes to how life can be perceived through the unbeliever, someone who is not walking in fellowship with God. That's why in this book, Solomon comes to these conclusions that apart from God, life is meaningless. There is no purpose. The wicked and the good have the same fate, which is essentially death. So life is meaningless. You're going to see Solomon talk about life in this way. And you're probably like, why is this in the Bible? This is showing the conclusions that are drawn when you're not walking in fellowship with God, when you don't know who Jesus is. You're going to draw all these conclusions about life without including God at the center. So this perfectly reminded me of It's a Wonderful Life, because everything that George did, he thought, oh gosh, my life is meaningless. Like he wanted to die. He wanted to kill himself because he came to the conclusion that none of this matters. I'm trying to work for my family. I have a family, can't even feed them, don't have a car, don't have this nice house. All of these things, it means nothing. And I feel like if you're not with God, it's easy to see how you can come to those conclusions about life. But on the flip side, on the other side, as a believer, the Bible tells us that God works all things together for the good of those that love him. And that's in Romans, the book of Romans. As a believer, we know that after life ends here on earth, there's life on the other side, eternal life with Jesus Christ. There's always that hope. Even if you don't believe that God is real, you don't see his hand working things out, he is present. He is here. He is a very true one and living God that is sovereign and working things out even when you can't see it. Even when you can't see it, God is working things out. So I feel like you can do like a whole biblical study off of It's a Wonderful Life. I don't know, that's what It's a Wonderful Life made me think of. And I know Apostle Paul talks about he knows what it is to have and he knows what it is to not have, but the key to all of this is to have contentment. And I think that's really it, because looking next door at your neighbor, seeing everything that your neighbor has will steal your joy. If you're comparison, that's what it is. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison will be like, oh, well, they got that, they got the nice this, they got the nice house, they got the nice car, they got the nice this. Well, have you told God thank you for what you have? Like, contentment is the key. It's the key, okay? But It's a Wonderful Life, man. I didn't expect that movie to hit as hard as it did. I thought it was just like a Christmas movie, but no, that movie hit. It was a whole character study on George, and I feel like I learned something, like, just make you want to say thank you, God. Like, just make you want to be grateful, make you want to be appreciative for all that you have. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and tap that bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. And if you'd like to see more content, click on one of these over here. Until next time, guys.